Hey, this is Makeup Dr. Shari and Shivy.
Leinen.
Leinen. I started picking up the brush and working on her, and she's like, maybe you should start the video. We're coming back. This is part 2, cuts and bruises. We did some bruises on her. We're going to do some cuts. I took a little extra blue to put like in the crease here because I wanted to make that a little bit more defined and a little more bruisey. So I'm kind of filling that out to show like where the blood pooled. And it's a little bluish in there. And now we're going to get started on some cuts. We have some thick blood and some thin blood. I've got Bloody Mary blood. I've got Ben Nye, which is a good staple for blood. It's a zesty mint flavor, so you can use it for your mouth. It's safe for your mouth. We're not going to put any blood. We don't want the blood to get in the eyes. And we have our delicious and pro, and I say delicious, but do not eat this. It is a protein hair gel that's brown, dark brown, that we mix with blood. I think you can just see that it's sort of a black hole in there. And we mix with like a thin blood, and it makes like a really nice, chunky, thick blood. And if you want to know how to do that, you can check out one of the other things. So first we're going to do some cuts on her. We're just going to do some painted on cuts. So I'm going to take a little bit of the thin blood. So I just have a little bit of thin blood in here. Yum, just like Mom used to make. And I wanted the first cut to be kind of in her bruise up here, on her forehead. So I like to start in the middle of where I want the cut to be. And then just go out and pull it. And I like to feather the edge a little bit. And if you can lean towards the screen for me a little bit there so you can see how that is. Thank you. Go ahead and leave that. We're going to let that one set up. We're going to work on this side here. Do a cut on the lip. And if you have a little too much, you can take it and dab some off on a paper towel. And with cuts, you just want to make sure the edge is feathered. And feathered or thinned out at the edge there. Go ahead and put your lips together. And can you lean in towards the camera so they can see that on the other side there? My face looks great. I'm glad that you're happy with that. And what we can also do is we'll leave that cut the way it is. We will take a little bit, I'm going to take a little bit of the Ben Nye stage blood because that is safe for the mouth. Just put a little bit of that on the palette. I am going to alcohol my spatula because I'm going to be working towards her, in her mouth, around the mouth. And I like to sterilize my tools. So we're just going to take a little bit of that blood here, and I'm going to have you open wide. Okay, and just relax the mouth there. I'm going to go from that cut there. I'll let that kind of run its course. Are you worried about blood getting on any of your clothes? Okay, good. It's always something you should think about before you start on your model. So I should have asked you that first. We're going to go over this because the blood's a little bit, if you can turn to the side, the blood's here's a little bit darker red. And I want these to kind of match a little bit. So I'm going to go back over it. Now something also to make the cut a little bit more realistic is we can go over it with a little bit of Illustrator. And that is an alcohol-based paint. Alcohol activated, not based. Alcohol activated paint. And what we want to do is create distressed skin around the cut. When you get cut, it traumatizes the skin in the area of the cut. So I'm going to test it out. on her shoulder. Usually you'll want to do this before you actually start putting the blood on. And then if you get close to there again, you can see that there's a little bit of redness around the cut. So that's a little more realistic because the skin would be distressed in that area and it would be red. It would be traumatized. Like, I'm traumatized. We're gonna add a little redness in here. Just because I like that there. Yeah. All right, and let's add a little bit. Why don't we add like 3 scratches maybe? Do you want brow or cheek?
Don't matter.
Doesn't matter? Let's do 3 scratches on the cheek here. Remember what I just said about traumatizing the area? I have to traumatize you. What would be more traumatizing? If I said I was your mother, that traumatized you.
Traumatize you.
That would be traumatizing. So you were adopted. That's so terrible. I'm not gonna say that. I'm trying to be a better, nicer Christian, right? Are we not allowed to make terrible jokes as Christians? I don't know. I'm still learning. What do you think? Wait, don't say anything.
I'm not the best religion person, to be honest.
It's okay. I don't feel like I'm the best person to talk about what people should or shouldn't be doing. Okay. And on a completely separate note, I just had lunch before I came, so I hope my breath isn't too bad. Now that I'm breathing, okay.
Yeah.
Which is something you should think about before you get in someone's face. All right.
Not that bad.
Thank you. It's not that bad. Oh my gosh. Now I'm self-conscious. I'm conscious. So turn to the side that they can see that, to this other side, I'm sorry. So they can see that area that's traumatized there. So the cuts, and then turn back around this way. We're going to add a little more trauma for your mama. And if she was in a fight, she'd probably be a little dirty. So maybe we should make you a little dirty.
Sure.
Okay. We have some lovely Fuller's Earth. I've got it in 3 different colors. This container is natural. However, we have it in neutral and soot, which is black. And I thought I grabbed the brown, but I grabbed regular powder. So we're just going to go with what we have. This is real, people. Actually, I think this is a mixture. That's even better.
It's mixed.
It's mixed. So I'm going to lift this up and see if you can see it. It's on the same palette with the blood, but you can see the powder there. It's a good idea to use fake dirt because real dirt has all kinds of crap in it, and you can't be sure what you're putting on your face if it was something that a dog just pooped in. We don't want that. We don't want that at all. So hero dirt is different than regular dirt. We don't want to put any on the nose because sometimes that can be a little comical. Not that we don't want to, and it's not the worst thing in the world. If we were going to make her whole face dirty, then I would probably put dirt on her nose. But we're not going to do that, so we're just going to have it smudged around. I would think that if she's, and Shivy's okay with me using my fingers. Thank you. Wait, I should ask you that before I got started too.
But she's done makeup on me before. I'm okay with everything.
She's going to use this side just to kind of like get her around. We're going to... I did clean my hands and sanitize before I get started too. But right now, she's just a little too clean. We don't. Maybe she's her chin. Like she fell down in the dirt or something. So if we can get a little bit closer there. We might work it in a little bit more. Put a little bit on the side here. And if you got hit on this side, then you would have a little more dirt over here. And we're also gonna go ahead and sit up again. We're gonna put some on the collarbone here. Where is your shoulder got a little dirty? Are you worried about getting those three? Okay, good. Kind of want it all to look
Realistic.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the word. Realistic. Turn towards me again. Or, yeah, there we go. I was going to say the other direction, but this is towards me. So if you're not comfortable, if you haven't had a chance to clean and sanitize your hands, I would say to use either a larger sponge or a puff or something to apply this to the neck area as well. And just make sure that the model is comfortable with you touching them. Because not everybody is, and I want to make sure that they're comfortable. I don't want them to be like,
Ew, they touched me.
Touchy-feely. In a creepy way. Like that guy from Jared from Subway creepy.
Jared from Subway.
I shouldn't have picked any bad names. We'll just bleep that out. So she's a little dirtier now. So we got the cuts. We have the cut above the eye here. We can turn towards that again. And we've got the bruising around the eye. We got the bruising here and some dirt and stuff on her as well. And if you guys have any questions, we got a cut on the lip there. How do you feel?
Good.
I feel like maybe we can have a little bit of blood dripping down from the brow here. We're going to have it dripping away so it won't go in your eye. I'm going to have you sit back. Take our trusty spatula again. And I'm going to have it, I'm going to kind of guide it a little bit. Just freshen that up a little bit.
Somebody's here.
Hey, and while we're in the middle of our work, we got someone coming in. Who's joining the show tonight? Hello, Mom.
Hello.
Well, let's go ahead. So we're going to go ahead. We have the cut above the eye here. We've got dripping with a little bit of thin blood. We've got the bruising that we did with the creams and the alcohol colors cut here. And these are all painted cuts. So remember when you're doing your painted cuts, to do some trauma around the area that's going to be cut, and then you can just paint it on. Spatula is really great, or something with a thin edge to actually place it on there. If you don't have that, a really fine makeup edge brush, a fine edged makeup brush, like something that you would use for an eyebrow or an eyeliner would probably work as well. And you want to taper the cut so they kind of thin out a little bit at the end. If you have any questions or anything, please leave notes down below. Subscribe. And there's also some dirt on her as well. We use the Fuller's Dirt. Thank you for getting in there and letting everybody see what's going on with your beautiful, beautiful face. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day. Nice. All right, this is Makeup Dr. Shari and
Shivy Leinen.
All right, you guys take care.
We're out.
We're out.